On today's episode of Hootworthy, I got to talk to Shawna, a 2023 graduate of GCA who participated in 4-H. We talked about why she got involved in 4-H in the first place and her experience at the state Congress competition. Enjoy the show. Shawna, thanks for coming on the show. 2023 graduate, and you're on Hootworthy because you won third place at the 4-H State Congress competition. Thanks for coming on.
It's great to be here.
But before we dive in, what is your favorite smell?
This is gonna sound a little bit weird, but I would have to say my favorite smell is like Home Depot. When you walk into the Home Depot, it has a little bit to do with nostalgia. Because, you know, we work on stuff at the house. You know, sometimes you gotta go late night run to Home Depot before it closes. So you can finish up before you lose daylight.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the biggest impact of a smell on me.
Is it the lumber? It's the lumber
and the tools.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
A little bit of the garden section. That's mostly just soil.
Okay. You know? Yeah.
But
you can do it.
It's the lumber yard.
You can do it. We can help. So. Home Depot. That's funny. I was gonna go cinnamon rolls. A little different than lumber. You know, freshly baked cinnamon rolls.
A lot of people think it's a bit strange. I could have picked a lot of different foods.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I like it. A lumber sandwich. So what is 4-H exactly? How would you describe it?
It's a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try my best to describe it. All right.
Fine.
So it's a youth club. I believe it's from 5th grade to 12th grade.
Okay.
And we teach kids a lot of different things from getting them into leadership roles and things like that.
Okay.
And we teach them healthy living, STEM, which is like technology and math and things like that.
Right.
And we also offer a lot of different opportunities in the way of like competitions.
Okay.
So that 4-H offers a lot of different things. Oh, also camp.
Camp. Okay.
We have camp.
There's camp. Okay. And can you choose like any category that you want to get involved in 4-H, or are there like specific categories that are like, this is the category that you get involved in?
Well, you join 4-H. Really, you could just join 4-H and go to the meetings. A lot of kids just do that, but you don't get the full experience, in my opinion.
I see.
For example, our county, Polk County, we offer Cotton Bowl and consumer judging. You could do that.
Cotton Bowl and
Cotton Bowl and consumer judges. So what you'll do, you would make a speech that has something to do about cotton.
Okay.
It for the, I think like juniors, it's a little bit shorter. I think maybe 6 minutes.
Okay.
It's not crazy long. Seniors a little bit longer, and you would make a speech about something to do with cotton. For example, mine was about sportswear and how cotton has a big impact on sportswear.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's just the small part of the competition.
Sure.
A lot of it is learning how to do things like price foods, the value of foods, the quantity, and it's not just foods. You also have technology, and you'll have prompts that will say, like, Kevin is looking for this, this, and this in technology, and an iPad. He wants to buy a new iPad. And I think we have food, iPads, backpacks, and bicycles one year.
Okay.
May not exactly be all that.
Sure.
That's just some of the things that we have covered in Cotton Bowl.
I see. Okay, so when did you get involved in 4-H and why? When did you start and why? Why were you like, 4-H, that's what I want to do?
Well, I was in 4-H a little bit earlier than what our county offers. Really, it's 5th grade, but my brother is ahead of me. He's 4 years older than me.
Okay.
So he was able to go before me, and I just tagged along.
You did?
So
you snuck in.
Well, that's
They're like, she's not old enough. Get her out. Okay.
No, well, a lot of our county everybody has older siblings that's in there.
Okay.
For example, I got a friend, her brother was in there.
Okay.
So she tagged along too.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
snuck
that.
in. Little rebels.
The biggest reason, because I started GCA in the 4th grade.
Okay.
And before that, I had always been homeschooled.
Okay.
My grandmother taught me.
Okay.
After a certain point, it kind of got hard on her, so
Sure.
she decided maybe
Sure.
this would be better.
Yeah.
So
it's like math has changed. Yeah.
Math is crazy.
Yes.
But I joined GCA, and we were looking for opportunities to give me like social, meet people.
Right.
Because I was very shy.
Yeah.
You would not believe it, but I was extremely shy when I was younger. So, and she remembered that some of our other relatives had been in 4-H, so we thought we'd look into it, and we joined. And honestly, it was one of the best things in my life.
Yeah,
because
that's
I've
awesome.
met so many wonderful people.
That's awesome. So it was a good way for you to have like a social outlet,
Right.
meet people, hang out,
Right.
learn these different things. And so can you tell me what's like a favorite experience or a favorite memory? It doesn't have to be a favorite, but just some experiences or memories that you have from 4-H, because it sounds like you've been doing it a long time.
I have a lot of favorite memories and experiences. Some of them are wild. But I believe it was either last year or early this year, I had the opportunity to teach as a team leader at junior conference.
Oh, cool.
And basically what it was they gave us a packet, little pack that explained what would we be teaching, how we teach it, the answers if the kids could not get it, how we would help them, and things like that. And we studied that. And then come the day of, we get to camp, because we did this at Rock Eagle.
Okay.
Rock Eagle 4-H Center.
Yeah, okay.
And that's one of the bigger camps. And I was put in one of the buildings there, one of the rooms. And it was kind of an escape room sort of thing.
Oh.
So the kids would have clues and everything. I'd give them out clues, and they would see if they could solve it and come up and unlock each box.
Oh, neat.
Until they solved, I think it was like some sort of mystery or puzzle or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it was.
Did they escape, or are they still there?
Oh,
They're
no.
still in the room.
I know some people who might still be there.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, all my kids escaped.
You're escaped. Okay.
Yeah, all
Your
my kids
got out.
escaped.
So with all these experiences that you've had with 4-H, what is something that you would say is like really valuable lesson that you've learned from being in 4-H?
I have had a lot of lessons learned.
Okay.
One of the biggest ones is public speaking.
Okay.
Which is kind of what Cotton Bowls offers it a little bit.
Sure.
But the biggest one where I've got this is District Project Achievement. We call it DPA. So I talked about crochet and everything in DPA.
Well, that's a great lead-in because I'm going to ask you about this 4-H state Congress competition. So tell me about that experience, because we have these figurines here and this crochet and this art stuff that you were talking about. So tell me about that experience. What was that like? What'd you do?
In order to go to state Congress, I'm just going to tell you, in order to go to state Congress, you either have to win sweepstakes or win first place. Depending on how big your category is, which is how many people is in it, you may not have sweepstakes. Fortunately enough, my category had sweepstakes this year. So I won second place at district.
Awesome.
And I had the opportunity to go to state Congress.
Awesome.
And that experience is, I can't even describe it.
So
I will have to describe it.
Yeah, describe. Did you make these things? Are these the things that got you third place?
Yes. So specifically, now I took a different plushie to district. Unfortunately, it was a gift, so I had to give it back. I don't have it with me today.
That's fine.
But this is my very first crochet project. He's
Very
kind of falling
cool.
apart. He's a little bunny.
That's the first one.
He's a little weird looking, little rough looking.
That's great. He's got a charm character.
And this, I believe, is one of my latest pieces, which is a little Eeyore.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think I made him right before state Congress.
Sure,
so I
a
took
little bit, yeah.
So I took him instead of my other creature that I had made.
Yeah. So This is the category that you were in that you won third place. So you had this thing that was a gift, that was this figurine, and that's what got you the third place.
I got that, the one I had made for a friend.
Yeah.
That got me the second place sweepstakes at district.
Okay.
I gave it back after that.
Oh, I see.
But these guys, the bunny and Eeyore, also my shawl. I showed my shawl.
Oh, cool.
At both district and state congress. But yeah, they are what got me there.
And was this competition this past summer? Or something? It just happened though, like it was pretty recent.
Yes, it was
though.
over the summer because it was before I started college.
Okay.
So
very cool.
The first night we got there, I was a little amazed because they didn't say it was fancy. To me, it was fancy. It was a fancy hotel and everything. And we had the competition and everything at the hotel. And then that night we were just preparing. I was reading over my speech. My friend that was in my room, she was reading over her speech and everything. Then the next day, that's when we had competition. And that was kind of split into 2 different time frames because we also have an interview.
Okay.
That was pretty scary, having the interview, because you don't know how your judges are going to act or anything. But everybody was really nice.
That's awesome.
Everybody was wonderful. And I think I had my demonstration first thing in the morning. And I took all my creatures up there. I had a lot of stuff. I had crochet needles, a loom, knitting needles, because I cover a lot of different areas.
Sure.
I did my interview in the evening, and that went well. They talk about some of the stuff in my portfolio. Sure. And ask me about a lot of different things in there.
Sure.
And I kind of had to have something ready also at the very end if they asked me, is there anything you would like to share?
Yeah.
So I had something ready for that.
Sounds like a great experience.
It was.
Yeah.
And then I believe it was later that night is when they announced silent disco. Now this happens before they announce the winners and everything. Now, it sounds a little bit weird. It is kind of weird.
Sure.
Everybody has like these headphones that's connected to Bluetooth, and there's like a DJ and everything.
Okay.
So there'll be different stations, and you can listen to different music. Everybody be jumping up and down screaming. You take off your headphones, and then you just see a bunch of kids jumping it up and down in the silence. And it's hilarious. I've got a couple friends who has some
good
videos of that.
Right on.
And then after that, they'll be announcing winners, where'd you place. And I was fortunate enough to come in third place.
Yeah.
And I was extremely happy about that.
So
that was wonderful.
So you've been at GCA since 4th grade, and so let's end with this. What was your favorite experience, or what did you enjoy about being a student at GCA? You've been here since your 4th grade, and then you graduate 2023.
Now, this is going to sound a bit strange, but I really enjoyed the ability to stay in my pajamas at home and take class. I love that.
Sure. Absolutely.
I know some people who might have other better things to tell than this, but I enjoyed that. I just get up in my PJs. Of course,
for sure.
If I had to do like a video essay or something or get on camera, I'll get some better clothes on.
Nah, stay in the PJs.
Well, technically, some of the teachers didn't care. At the same time, rules.
Yeah. Put some real clothes on. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, Shawna, sharing this experience and the 4-H. Congratulations. But before you leave, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yes, I'd like to shout out Jessica Green, Miss Jessica Green. And Elise Steiner. Both of them, I wouldn't have got through GCA if it wasn't for them. I wouldn't have got through school.
That's awesome.
I would also like to shout out Dora Williams and Shannon Ridgway at 4-H, Polk County 4-H.
Awesome.
They helped me so much and pushed me to do so many things that I didn't think I could possibly do.
Awesome.
And Shannon, she was the one who helped me pick the category of crochet, or choose crochet for the arts and crafts category. And she's the one who helped me, to the road of state congress, and now I'm here talking about this experience. So
that's awesome, Shawna. Well, thanks again for coming on. Awesome. Stay Hootworthy.
Absolutely.
We'll see you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.